So don't worry. So beginning in Shavasana, feeling the support of the earth underneath us. Closing the eyes. Just feeling the body sort of unfold into its natural resting state. And allowing the breath to flow through the entire body. Notice where your inhales are originating, where you can feel it flowing into the body, how it rises from the belly into the chest. And how the exhale moves down towards the feet. Just a couple more breaths here to arrive in the space. As you're ready, let the toes point up towards the sky and then hug your right knee in towards the chest. Feel the breath expanding and contracting from the thigh. And use an inhale to stretch the heel up towards the sky, lengthening that right leg straight. Bring your hands behind the back of the thigh and just gently let the weight of the hands bring your leg a little closer towards your face. Keeping the leg super active here, pressing out through both heels. So you're basically like you're taking a step onto the ceiling. Notice what your hips are doing. Maybe your right hip has sneaked up a little bit. Try to just wrap that hip down so the hips stay level. And on your next inhale, walk the hands up the leg, lifting the head and shoulders up off the mat, engaging through the core. And exhale, walk back down. Inhale, walk up. Exhale, walk down. Inhale, walk up and hold. Staying for the exhale. Breathing deeply. One more inhale. Exhale, coming down to lie on the mat. Let the right leg go out long on the ground and hug the left knee into the chest. Feeling the breath against the thigh. And then extending the heel up towards the sky, flexing through the leg, keeping the leg active, beginning with just a simple stretch through the back of the leg by, guiding your leg towards your face as much as that is possible and accessible in your body. Noticing the alignment of the hips. Again, trying to keep our hips square on the same level. Feeling the engagement through both legs. On an inhale, walking up, lifting lifting head and shoulders off the mat. And exhale, walking back down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, rolling down. Inhale, walking up and holding. Breathing here. One more inhale. And exhale, releasing down to the earth, letting both legs come along again. Taking a breath. Bending the knees, plant the feet on the earth. So they're like just out of reach of your fingertips if your hands are down by your hips. You can maybe graze it with your middle fingertip, but trying to just maintain the hips width distance for the feet here. And on an inhale, pressing the hips up into bridge pose. Press the hands down into the mat and just wiggle your shoulders underneath you. Press into the feet, feel the hips lift as you press down into the earth, so the power is coming from the legs. Inhale. Exhale, roll down one vertebra at a time, letting the hips be the last thing to land. And now on the next round, as we inhale, lift the arms with the hips, bringing the arms up. And the fingertips touch down overhead as you finish that inhale, and exhale, rolling down, flowing with the breath. Inhale, lift the hips up, the arms come up and overhead. Exhale, rolling down. Inhale up. Exhale down. When the hips land, hug the knees into the chest. Let the soles of the feet come together and the heels come down towards the groin, the knees open to either side. Holding onto the ankles, just feeling the hips settle into the earth. Feel that gentle opening through the inner groins. Use your hands to bring the knees together, hugging them in towards the chest, and just begin to roll back and forth, up and down the length of the spine. Gathering momentum, but taking our time, really enjoying the massage along the spine that we get from this playful rolling. And as you're ready, come all the way up and over, coming to a tabletop position. And just beginning to move directly into some cats and cows once you establish your fingers spread wide, wrists underneath the shoulders, knees aligned underneath the hips. Inhales, open the chest forward for a cow pose, and exhale, rounding the spine, chin comes to chest for cat. Moving with the breath, flowing with the breath. If you feel like you want some other more intuitive movements, hip circles are nice, or anything else that is calling to you, just taking the next 5 breaths here to explore the space, enlivening the spine, exploring our bodies this morning. Noticing where we may be holding tension, holding stress. Come into a neutral spine. Tuck the toes under, inhale. Exhale, lift the hips up and back for downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, Svanasana. Press down into the finger pads to push the hips up and back. Feel the inner heels reaching down towards the earth. The backs of the legs expanding. You may be bending into one knee and then the other, walking out your dog, just opening up the backs of the legs gradually. Let the head hang heavy. Come into stillness. Take a big inhale and sigh it out the mouth, exhale. Inhale, right leg lifts up towards the sky. Exhale, step it forward inside of the right fingertips. Lower your left knee down to the earth. Hands come to your right knee, pressing into the knee to lift the spine tall. Noticing the alignment here, your right knee is stacked on top of your right ankle, no further forward. Try to get that 90-degree angle and feel the opening through the left hip flexor here. Deciding if you want to keep the hands at the knees or lift the hands overhead, finding a small back bend as the heart lifts up towards the sky. Letting the hips sink heavy. Letting the shoulders relax down the back. One more inhale here. Exhale, the hands come down as the front leg straightens, the right toes lift towards the sky, landing in our Ardha Hanumanasana half split. Pulling back through the toes, keeping that foot really flexed so the whole leg is active. You might have a little bend in your knee. I do, it feels good. That's how I get the stretch into the back of my leg. And noticing the energy in the right heel. See if you can push down energetically into the earth and then slightly, like you're gonna drag the foot back across the mat without actually moving it. Notice how that activates the leg muscles in just a little bit of a different way. One more full cycle of breath here. On your next inhale, crawl the hands forward as you bend into the front knee. Tuck the back toes under, lifting the left knee up off the ground. Feel the length of the spine all the way from your heel, your back heel reaching back through the crown of the head, reaching forward. Plant your left hand on the mat. Inhale, open right arm to the sky for a twist. Lean the head back a little bit here and allow the gaze to turn up towards the fingertips. Feel the shoulder blades coming together on the back. Feel the back of that left leg lifting strongly towards the sky. One more inhale. Exhale, hand comes down. Step back, downward facing dog. Pausing here in stillness just to notice what's going on in the body. Notice if one leg feels a little bit more stretched out than the other one. Inhale, left leg lifts to the sky. Exhale, step it forward inside of right or left fingertips rather, lowering right knee to the earth. Feel the inner thighs hug together as your hands come to your left knee, pressing the spine up tall, setting up for Anjayanasana, and then deciding if you want the arms to lift up overhead to add the little back bend element into this pose. One more inhale. Exhale, shifting into Ardha Hanumanasana, hands coming down, front leg straightens, left toes lift towards the sky, folding in over the left leg. Letting your breath just settle into the stretch. Letting your mind rest with the breath. Exhale completely. Inhale, bending into the front leg, tucking the back toes under, lifting that right knee up off the mat, finding the whole length of the lunge first. So pressing down into that left heel to wrap the left hip back, straightening out the hips, leveling out the hips. Feel the heel of the right foot reaching back, feel the crown of the head reaching forward. Plant your right hand on the mat. Inhale, open left arm to the sky for your twist. Breathing into the twist. Leaning back into the twist. One more inhale. Exhale, hands come down to the mat, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward for plank pose. Feel the length of the body here. The heels reach back, the crown of the head reach forward. The lower belly pulls in, the sides of the waist pull in. Press down into the hands. Press down into the balls of the feet. Inhale, shift forward onto the toes. And exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Hands by your lower ribs. Roll the shoulders back, press the tops of the feet down, press the hips down. On an inhale, peel the heart up to cobra pose. Staying here and breathing, hugging the elbows in towards the side of the body, rolling the shoulder blades down the back, lifting the crown of the head up towards the sky, keeping the legs strong and pressing down into the mat. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, roll down to the earth. Inhale. And exhale, shift back to a child's pose just for a brief moment, bringing the knees wide, toes together. Hips sink back towards the heels. Reach forward with the arms. Feel the heart melt down towards the earth. Inhale deeply. Exhale through the mouth, letting it go. Shifting back up to tabletop, stacking your hips on top of your knees. And we're gonna come into a puppy pose from here. So we're just gonna walk our hands forward first, just like a big step forward with the hands. And bring your right hand into the middle of the mat. Take your left hand, stack it on top of the right hand, and just really press the fingertips down into the mat. And then let your head slip through the arms, coming down towards the earth. Keeping the hands really active here, press those fingers down into the mat. The hips are stacked on top of the knees. Breathe into that opening across the chest, across the shoulders. One more inhale. And exhale, just unwind, coming back to tabletop for a moment.
And now let's do the second side. So we kind of stack the other hand on top. We'll walk the hands forward, one big step. Left hand comes to the center of the mat, right hand stacks on top, finding the grip down through the finger pads here, and then letting the head and chest melt down towards the earth. Take your time, make your way back to tabletop position. And from tabletop position, coming back to downward facing dog. Feel the heels reach down towards the earth. Let the heels get heavier and heavier, and start to walk your hands back towards the feet. Coming to the back of the mat into a forward fold. Really feel the feet dropping down into the earth, pressing down into the earth, finding that action of rooting down. As you fold over the legs, you can grab for opposite elbows and sway from side to side. Let the head hang heavy. Notice what happens if you shift your weight slightly forward to the balls of the feet. Notice what happens if you shift your weight backwards to the heels of the feet. Notice what happens if you shift your weight to the right or to the left. Exploring all the points at which we can hold balance, and then finding that point that is the natural center. Press down into the feet, feel the hips lift high, bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, lift the chest up, coming to stand tall, Tadasana. Step to the top of the mat. Let your hands fall open, facing forward. Roll the shoulders down the back, press down into the feet, feel the tailbone drop, feel the belly lift. The heart lift, the crown of the head lifts. The gaze is soft towards the horizon line. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold it over the legs, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, hands come to shins as crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, step your right foot back. Feel the inner thighs scissor together. Exhale, inhale, lift up, high crescent lunge. Inhale. Exhale, bend into the back knee, letting it come all the way down to tap the mat. Inhale, straighten the leg, lifting back up, crescent lunge. Exhale, knee comes down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale one more time, the knee comes down. And inhale, lifting back up one more time. Exhale, press into the front toes, ball mound to straighten that leg. Inhale here. Exhale, fold into pyramid pose. And you might walk your back foot in like enough so you can plant the whole sole of the foot down on the mat. Keeping really strong attention on the ball mound of the front foot. So press down into the earth from that ball mound. Feel the left hip rotate back. And deciding what you want to do with your hands, you can just keep them on the mat, like right next to the foot. Or if you'd like to go a little deeper, you can walk the hands back towards the back foot.
using the hands to sort of energetically pull yourself a little deeper into this fold. Let's take this into a revolved triangle from here. So your right hand will walk over towards the left foot. It can be just inside of the left foot, on top of the left foot, outside of the left foot, really anywhere just over towards the left. Your left hand comes into the left hip crease. Push that left hip back. Feel how that already opens your heart to the left. And then maybe your left arm lifts up. Feel the spine growing tall out of the hips, reaching forward. Lean back into the twist as much as you can. One more inhale. Exhale, hands come down, framing that right foot. Inhale, step the right foot up to the sky, standing split, folding over the left leg. One more inhale. Exhale, bring the right foot down next to your left foot. Forward fold. Inhale, press through the feet, rise up to stand, lifting arms to the sky. Exhale, hands come down alongside the body, Tadasana, mountain pose. Let the breath fill the body from the feet to the crown. Second side of that flow, inhale, arms lift. Exhale, fold in over the legs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step left foot back, setting up for crescent lunge, finding that engagement through the inner thighs. Inhale, lift up. Inhale. Exhale, back knee bends, dropping us down to the mat. Inhale, straighten, lift it back up. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, lifting back up. Exhale, bending and lowering. Inhale, lifting back up. Exhale here. Inhale, straighten that front leg. And exhale, folding forward into pyramid pose. When your hands land, you can step your back foot in. Keeping your spine as long as you can have it here as you drape forward. Shoulder blades on the back. Maybe the hands walk back towards your back foot. Pressing down into both feet, you feel the length of the legs lifting up from the earth. Coming to revolved triangle, left hand walks over to the right, right hand comes to right hip crease. Roll that right hip back, opening the chest up, maybe lifting the arm up. Still feeling that really strong connection to the earth through the feet. The legs are super strong, holding you steady, allowing you to lean back a little bit into this twist. Allowing you to find your breath, traveling up and down the length of the spine. You guys look great. One more inhale. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, standing split, left leg lifts to the sky, folding down towards the earth with your crown of the head. Inhale. Exhale, slowly lowering your left foot to meet the right foot, top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward again. Inhale, rolling up, reaching up. Exhale, hands come down alongside the hips, mountain pose. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold in over the legs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back to plank. Hold for an inhale. Exhale, lower down to forearm plank. Press down through the forearms. Pull back energetically through the elbows. Push back through the heels. Cross your left forearm across the mat. Turn onto the outer edge of the left foot. Coming into this forearm side plank, right arm lifts to the sky. Pressing the hips up towards the sky, spreading the toes. Again, lean the head back a little bit, lift the gaze up towards those fingers overhead if you can manage. Reach that right arm forward, finding the super long line in the body. Exhale, return to forearm plank. Both arms down, reconnecting to the length through the spine, the stability through the core. Right arm crosses across the top of the mat, coming onto the outer edge of the right foot. Side plank, opposite side. Setting yourself up, eventually coming to be in whatever expression of the pose is best for you, that allows you to open through the chest, to keep the core strong. If that means that you need to bring your left knee down, or right knee down rather, that's fine. Exhale, come back, forearm plank. Recommitting. Walk your toes in, coming to dolphin pose. So press down to the forearms as the hips lift. And the feet come closer to the elbows. Let the head dangle. The top of the head is not touching the ground. Stretch the heels down towards the earth. Feel the strength of the back. One more inhale. Exhale, let the knees come down. Sit back on the heels. In Virasana, let the shoulders roll down the back, feel the heart lift, feel the tailbone drop. Let your gaze be soft out in front of you. Let your right fingers come behind you. Inhale, lift your left arm to the sky. And exhale, twist to the right. Left hand comes to the outer edge of your right knee. Just a really simple twist. Shoulder blades stay engaged on the back. Crown of the head lifts up. Gaze can turn out over your right shoulder.
Turn your head forward. And then let yourself come back to center with the body. Left hand comes behind you. Inhale, right arm lifts to the sky. Exhale, turning to the left, right hand to left thigh. Twisting in the opposite direction. Let your gaze come forward first. Let your body follow. Coming back to a child's pose. Toes together, knees wide, folding forward. Just letting yourself feel the breath, lifting through the back body, spreading the lower back, spreading up underneath the shoulder blades. And exhaling it out, melting down towards the ground. Transitioning to strength pose from here, so just sliding the belly down to the ground, keeping yourself propped up on your forearms, elbows more or less underneath your shoulder blades, toes reach back. With your forearms, again, pressing them down into the mat like we're doing forearm plank again, and just energetically dragging the elbows back towards the body. Notice how that lengthens the front of the body. Press down into the tops of the feet. Your legs are super active here. Just breathing into the opening through the front body. One more inhale. And then exhale, melting down onto the belly, and just turning yourself to rest on your back. With knees bent and feet planted. Keep your feet about as wide as the mat here. Bring your arms out to a T. Inhale in the center. And exhale, let your knees fall to one side. And just rest there, let the knees get heavier and heavier. I let my knees fall to the left, so I'm going to focus on having my right knee really moving down towards the earth, reaching down towards the earth, towards the bottom of the mat. Noticing how that brings a nice opening through the front of my hip, the side of my right hip. Inhale, knees come up through center. Exhale, let them fall over to the other side, whatever side you didn't go to first. Apologize for the crazy leaping cats that are flying through and the dogs that are walking on me right now.
Letting the breath get deeper and deeper, allowing yourself to settle and soften. Inhale the knees up through center. And hug the knees into the chest. You can take a happy baby here, grabbing for the ankles or the outside edges of the feet and pulling the knees down on either side of the chest. If you prefer just to stay in that little ball shape, stay in that little ball shape. Or if there's any other variation that you want to take or a pose that you want to take before we come into our Shavasana in just a breath or two, please make yourself comfortable. Closing the eyes. Gradually allowing yourself to return to where we began in Shavasana, the body extending long, supported by the earth in its entirety. The breath comes and goes on its own, releasing control of the breath. If you need some encouragement for your body to let go of the breath, you can take a big inhale here. And exhale, sigh it out the mouth. Feeling the body drop into relaxation. So you're ready, bring a deeper breath back into the body. Feel the inhale, inspiring movement into the fingers and toes. Just beginning to slowly stretch yourself awake inch by inch. Maybe you find yourself in a big long stretch with arms overhead, toes point and flex. You can lean from side to side. Waking up in the most delicious of manners, the knees come into the chest, roll off to one side, rest there for a breath. And then, without losing this restful ease, pressing up to a seated position, close our practice together. Keeping the eyes closed, hands come to heart center. Take a moment to let the practice resonate in the body. Bowing forward to close the practice. Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace. May all beings be happy and free. Thank you for joining me, friends. Namaste.